All right, we're back with some breaking news. Woj just minutes ago, just tweeting this. The Celtics are trading Kemba Walker, the number 16 overall pick in 2021, and the 2025 second round draft pick to Oklahoma City for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second round pick. Again, Kemba Walker heading to OKC, traded by the Celtics. I'll bring in Brian and PJ. And Brian, what does this move mean? What do you make of it?
Well, Brad Stevens has made his first big move as the president of the Boston Celtics. This is a multi-faceted move. It is obviously a talent restructuring, but it's also a bit of a salary cap dump. Al Horford's owed about $40 million guaranteed over the next 2 seasons. If they keep him for the full 2 seasons, it's about $54 million guaranteed. Kemba Walker, $73 million guaranteed. Both of them have knee issues, and so really you're trading one player with an injury issue for another player with a lot less money on his contract. And to make that deal happen, to facilitate that deal, they send a first-round pick, this year's first-round pick, to Oklahoma City. Another first-round pick for Oklahoma City. OKC now has 3 first-round picks in this draft, and with swap rights that if all things fall right for them at the lottery next week, believe it or not, they could end up with 2 top 5 picks in this draft. That's why they did this move. Boston restructures their talent a little bit, and I don't think Kemba fit here in Boston, and now he's going to move on to another place where he can be healthy.
It really is stunning when you think about this. Kemba Walker was supposed to be that second and then third superstar there, and PJ didn't really seem to work out, but now you're trading him for Al Horford. It just seems to be a stunning result with respect to Kemba Walker. What do you make of the move?
Well, I'm not sure. It's a question of who's going to end up on the court. You're talking injury in both cases. You got Al Horford didn't play a big chunk of this year. When he was in Boston, he played very well. It didn't work out in Philly. It didn't work out in OKC. Really didn't get an opportunity. Kemba's health was the issue. When Kemba was healthy, he played well in Boston. But again, it's hard to, invest that much money when you don't know what you're going to get in return. I would have to beg off because I'm wondering when it's all said and done, who's going to be in uniform for either of these teams, or is this more about money and picks? Hembo's asking windy questions. What's the NBA record for picks? Because I'm sure OKC has broken that a long time ago.
Or at least they're getting close,
They have
right?
18 first-round picks. They now have 18 first-round picks in the next 7 drafts. But I'm going to tell you something. Sam Presti spins, gold out of you-know-what. It wouldn't surprise me if he looks for a place to move Kemba Walker on. I don't know if he could get another first for him, but this is what they've done with Chris Paul. This is what they've done with Horford. This is what they've done with Carmelo Anthony. This is the business that the Thunder are in, and they're very good at it.
They clearly are, especially in terms of acquiring those picks. Could you imagine 2 top 5 picks and a loaded draft at the top? Guys, we turn now to the game of the night. Last night, Bucks, Nets, Durant, Giannis. The Nets need a win to advance, and Giannis was on the attack early, taking it right to Blake Griffin, making the basket, getting fouled. Still in the first, Bucks up 9. Giannis blowing by Jeff Green for the lay-in. Bucks up 7 after the first. Before the end of the half, Bucks up 8. Toss it out to Chris Middleton, and he was doing this all night. Open 3. 19 first-half points, Bucks up by 11 at halftime. Third quarter, Nets down 9. Durant fakes and makes over P.J. Tucker. Nets down 7. He's fired up. Before the end of the third, Middleton passing ahead to Giannis, who, just watch there, Middleton back in. That's the kind of teamwork you need to beat these Nets. Bucks up 11 heading into the fourth. Bucks up 12. Giannis taking it right down into the center of the defense, laying it in, getting fouled with authority. They're up 17 now, and Pat Connaughton misses that. But guess who's there? Giannis with the slam. Bucks winners 104-89. Forcing a game 7. Here's KD and Giannis after the game.
This is a new opportunity, and it's going to be a little bit hard. We got to come here, protect our home, and we got to go to Brooklyn and try to get one more. We're built for this moment. Simple as that.
Game 5 was the first time that I even did any movement or anything like that since I got hurt. Tonight was no different. I'm out there to do whatever it takes to win, and I got to be better on both ends of the ball, which I will be in Game 7.
Okay, that wasn't Katie. That was Harden right there. So I'll bring our guys back in. PJ, what are you expecting out of Game 7?
Well, I'm expecting KD to be great. Giannis needs to be great. This is an opportunity game for him, but I think it's going to be the second and third options on the teams. Are Middleton and Holiday going to step up? I think James Harden is going to play well. I expect Joe Harris to make shots, but I think those are the guys that are going to decide it. To me, KD is a given. Three-point shooting has decided the games when it's been a big number. When either of these teams have had 15 or more. I know that's a lot, but you got two of the best shooting three teams in the league. So how they defend each other on the three or whether these other guys step up. Giannis needs that. If they don't make their threes, it's really going to be hard for him to score in the paint. The home team has not lost in this series, 6 in this series and 3 in the regular season.
This is going to be an exciting game. You could just tell when you talk about the stakes like that. Now, Wendy, who are you picking for Game 7?
Well, look, in my view, Milwaukee should have won 5 of the 6 games in this series. And finally, Giannis Antetokounmpo put the three-pointer away and decided to go to the basket. And the results were amazing. All of those highlights were of Giannis going to the basket. I'd like to point out that the Bucks have something very rare right now. 3 all-star level players who are healthy. This has been a series with more MRIs than road wins. But I'm going to say they have made a mistake by letting the Nets hang around this long despite those injuries. And what I take from last night is that James Harden moved a lot better. And so I'm expecting Durant and Harden to hit him, and we'll see if the Bucks can withstand it. They have no excuse not to win this series. Considering everything, the Bucks should be advancing. That's got to be their mindset.
Okay, and we'll see if the Nets can push back on that. It's going to be a great Game 7, guys. Thank you so much.
Watch the refs, Ryan. Watch the referees.
Absolutely.
They're not going to decide the game, but how Kevin Durant.
He's talking like a coach.
Well, that's the truth. That's going to be huge.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.